All right. Dirty Cannon Rush, right? Yeah. This thing caused me so much pain when I was playing.
This one, he didn't do a proxy gateway or robo or anything, and he was just being annoying, you know. I think, I don't know. I should have. I don't know if I had time to cancel the hatchery, but anyway.
Well, you didn't have to. I think you could have very easily hold this with drones.
Oh, okay.
You know, so canceling hatch, yes, that's an option. That's probably something you generally should do, in most cases. But you were in such a very good position here that I think you could have easily held this with drones. So basically, canceling the hatch is when you see that you're not gonna defend it, and it's just minimizing your loss. But the best way to kill the cannon rush is just to not let the cannons go up. So that means if you let's see. Okay, so what do you see here? So initially, so you want to know about this early, and you want to react to this quickly as well. And per one pylon and per one cannon, you need at least 3 drones. So you need 3 drones to kill it if you start hitting immediately. But since your drones are in the main base, they are not going to start hitting immediately. So you need 4 drones per building. Right?
Okay.
So that means if there's 3 cannons and 1 pylon, you send 12 drones and you hold this, right? Or 16 drones, I guess. Yeah. So you see a pylon right there, you immediately send 5 drones. Yeah, 5 drones. 4 start hitting this, and then 1 on patrol to make it difficult, or here on patrol to make it difficult for him to build cannons in those choke pointy positions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you see it coming, so there should be a pull right now, right? You start attacking pylon, and so now once you see the first cannon go up, this is where you send most of your drones. I think sending, like leaving 3 or 4 is good enough, right? 4 or 5. If you manage to hold this and hold the natural, you win the game. If you if you lose like 2-3 drones at max, you win the game if you hold right now, right? That's usually what I go for. I think canceling the hatch is it's already a win for Protoss, basically. So
Yeah,
if you... Sorry, yeah, go
on. He built like 3 cannons, and I'm wondering if that was too much, if he didn't need to build that many, if he didn't need to spend that much in order to accomplish.
Yeah, he probably would have accomplished this with 2 cannons.
Because
1 cannon is a little low to kill the hatch.
Oh, and if you have if you have 1 pylon and 3 cannons, then that's 550 minerals.
Sure.
Right? And the hatch only costs 300. So am I ahead then, or even if he does kill the hatchery, or?
No, you're not, because it's much more complicated than this, right? Mm-hmm. Because hatchery for Zerg is not only just minerals, it's also mineral patches. Yes, so you're cutting mineral patches that you have access to. You're also cutting your production. So your queens come out later. You have less larvae, stuff like that. And on top of that, let's say you get your 3rd base here. So you've got 3 bases. Then he has a pylon here, so he can warp in adepts here. It's much more. Your bases are much more spread out, so it's much more difficult to defend any kind of harassment. Oracles. It's a nightmare to if the oracles go between main base and this base, or they try to fly here, and okay, so let's say there are 3 oracles here and then 2 adepts here. It's just super difficult to deal with this, and it's much easier when you have your bases are close to each other. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things to consider. It's not only the cost of the minerals. So ideally, you just want to kill these things, and you could look. There's so much surface area. These super good cannon rushers, they just they have to pylon here, and cannon rush, cannon here, and fully walled, and then it's difficult, right? But this is really easy cannon rush to hold because there's a lot of surface area around the cannons, so you can. I can't. And then so this means you can attack with like 6-7 drones, and they take down such a cannon very, very quickly and very easily. Again, 7 here, and I think even 10 here. So it's very easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously links arrive as well, right? Like your speed is finished. Your pool is finished, so you can just finish this off, right? Once you damage it with drones. Yeah, now you're already behind. So no matter what happens further, I consider this Zerg being behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so. And I think I'm right here because, yes, his natural is kind of late, but look, you're forced to build roaches. In this case, you actually are not. You could really just expand here and just play a macro game. That's probably the best option. You don't have to clean up this right away. Like if your hatch dies, then
That's true.
it can sit there and you can get a third. But that's less optimal, but that's still better than what you're doing here because you're investing so much into clearing these cannons, and they always go for Stargate behind. So Roach Ravager doesn't do anything. Yeah, you hurt him a tiny bit by killing the pylon, but that's all. Now you are not, you're not gonna be able to do counter damage because he has target unit. So probably much better would be relying on speed links and just going 3 base, 3 queen, and a bunch of queens, and that's all.
And then
Because your third base is super late right now, basically. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So now. There's always a lot of hope in these attacks, and they never work.
I wanted to know what he was going to build to, and it turned out to be Stargate.
Yeah, that overlord could poke and scout, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so basically Stargates are 95% follow-up to Cannon Rush. It's just very good. Yeah, these queens should be grouped up. There should be creep, right? So they are close together.
Uh-huh.
He can kill them one by one, but if you have them grouped up together, then suddenly they are much stronger. And also some relying on speed links early on is quite good actually against Protoss precisely because stuff like this, right? You just literally need 20 links to clean this up very easily with 2 queens. 2 queens beat 1 void ray, 20 links beat this, right? So losing this hatch was actually a quite big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because 2 base Protoss against 2 base Zerg is GG basically. So the game still goes on, and we can talk about what's gonna happen and stuff like that. But I want to make you aware that you're basically dead right now already. Right?
Okay.
Your drone count, you're 10 drones behind. He has 5 voiders already. You've got 17 hydras. That's nice, but unless you do an immediate attack with them, then you're dead. And he's even going storm behind this, so it's really strong.